welcome to the drive home. I'm Kristen.
I'm Megan.
And we are driving back from, yesterday we went to the premiere of Brave and saw the green carpet, as it were.
Yeah, that was cool, a green grass carpet.
Yeah, they made it very, like you were in Scotland, but on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then tonight we got to go to a special screening, and all this was part of the LA Film Fest that they have here, and it's about, I think about a week or two long, and they run a bunch of different films. It's mostly indie films that they premiere, but they also premiere big movies like Brave.
It's so funny because, Thursday was To Rome with Love, and then, the following Tuesday is Brave. So, movies completely on the opposite end of the spectrum.
But they're both in Europe.
That's true.
So initial reaction, what do you think?
I really liked it. I didn't really know what to expect from this one. I mean, Disney Pixar is always good, but for whatever reason, I just wasn't getting jazzed for this one like everybody else. But I really liked it. I thought that was a lot of fun. Animation was beautiful.
Animation was really good. Especially for those kind of movies, I'm always into. She's got this wild red hair, and you know how many different, people you gotta imagine have to control that to make it look real, and just Pixar does every single time. It's just
they
nailed
film. It, and not to mention just the settings, and they really captured the feel of the Scottish Highlands, and it was just gorgeous. And if you have ever been, and even if you haven't, it's just a wonder to look at, and they really nailed it on this one.
Very pretty, and we saw it in 3D as well, which I guess added a little something. However,
particularly with the wisps. There are a few
magical beings that
Will of the Wisps is what they're called.
Yeah.
And they're the little blue things that pop up and in the trailers. And they were kind of cool in 3D, and all the smoke effects and everything like that.
It was a really great storyline, especially for younger kids who kind of she's a princess, and it's a very Aladdin sort of I don't want to marry a suitor, Jasmine syndrome, or Little Mermaid, if you will. Hey, red
16
hair.
years old. I'm not a child.
Exactly. It's a little bit like that, except
so
this one's Scotland.
You made a comment that it's very, very Disney. It's very much a Disney movie.
That's what I thought. I think I quite liked it because I'm a bigger Disney fan than Pixar, and that's not belittling Pixar. I love Pixar movies.
But Disney's a little bit more nostalgic for you.
Yeah, and that's more my speed. I don't know if it's just the princess genre, or although Beauty and the Beast and all of that, I kind of like those stories more. Yeah, because it is more nostalgic. I basically grew up in Disney World. It was my second home. So for this to be more Disney-esque than Pixar worked for me, and I don't know if that'll work for everybody. But I think they combined a good portion of, because it is their first female character, I think it also still has a very masculine feel to it, which is great.
Yeah, she and Katniss could go hang out shooting arrows.
She might beat Katniss. No. Only because there's magical powers involved.
That's true.
No, they could definitely hang out.
Overall, I mean, without giving any spoilers away, what did you think of the story, just overall?
It was very interesting. I didn't expect kind of the big thing that happened to happen. I didn't look that way, and it was funny because I told Megan, I'm like, wow, the toys make sense now.
All those toys that we saw on Hollywood Boulevard at the premiere yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, they have a Disney soda shop in the movie theater and all that.
And they
had a bunch of
decked out.
toys.
Yeah, they're little plastic bow and arrows for kids, lots of little stuffed bears.
Or for adults.
Dresses and red wigs.
There was a girl in the screening today, a little girl that was dressed up like her.
Yeah, that's always really cute. There were a bunch of people at the premiere who had gotten red wigs, and were waiting out for stars to come over to sign autographs.
Heck, even the reporters, half of them had red wigs on, and the star Kelly MacDonald went up to this group that had red wigs on the green carpet
and she
took
pictures. That was so funny.
Yeah, so she came up and down and, you know, interviewed with a bunch of people and took pictures with fans. And so did Craig Ferguson. Signed. Well, actually, I think they mostly signed stuff. I think they were very little pictures, but they did those two signed stuff. Those are really the only two. It's a lot of voice actors, but they're the two main stars, basically.
Bigger names.
Well, Emma Thompson, but I've never seen her at a premiere. I've been to a few premieres where she's in the film, and I've never seen her at a premiere. But she's Emma Thompson. She doesn't need to do it. You don't mess with her. She's Nanny McPhee. She's in Harry Potter.
Exactly.
She's Love Actually. You don't. She can do whatever she wants.
Well, that, and I imagine it is a little bit harder when, you know, you have to travel out across the globe for a premiere.
Yeah.
So I know that they can do it. It's just, you know, more difficult when you have to hop across the pond.
But I like the story. Pixar has a really great way of bringing family to the screen, and I really liked. It was very much a mother-daughter story. Oh, there's a phone.
Ding ding.
But which I liked. I come from a single-parent household, so for me it really resonated in terms of that. You know, the dad's great and he's there and he's hilarious, but it's the mom that really rules the house. At its heart,
yeah. And I liked the mom in this one too. They could have easily gone a different route and just made, and actually, yeah, it was nice to see a family and not like, oh, there's the evil stepmother in the story and she's clearly the antagonist because she's the evil stepmother. No, this was a normal nuclear family, you know, quote unquote normal.
With both silent brothers that cause a lot of trouble.
Both Disney parents, both parents were alive in this one. It's a rarity in a Disney movie.
Well, no, it's Pixar though too, because yeah, The Incredibles and they have both of their.
That's very true. But yeah, for this, I really liked the mom because they could have very, very just easily vilified the mom, and they didn't, and that I think was the perfect way to go about it. Because, you know, they show that both the mother and the daughter are having trouble communicating with each other. Nobody's completely in the right. Their refusal to communicate is what's causing their problems.
Is a problem to communicate.
So I liked that, and I liked that, you know, it was nice to see that, you know, that explored without any one person being completely vilified like that. So
it was great. There was a lot of humor in there, you know, mostly coming from the men folk, because they are the comic relief to the story that's a bit more. Actually, there was a lot of comedy from a lot of different people. I particularly liked, well, I think this is in the story, she meets a witch.
Yeah, there we go.
That kind of changes everything. She, you know, is really PO'd that she has to get married to somebody. So she runs off and she finds the, you know, will-o'-the-wisps, and it gets her to a cottage where there's a witch who likes to carve, which was hilarious.
Woodcutter!
Well, then I don't know if you noticed, she's actually carving a car. I don't know if that was a throwback to Cars, because there's all these bears and stuff, and I was actually specifically looking for something. I thought I saw Winnie the Pooh at one point.
Pixar loves to do that. Yeah. They love to throw in little references, like in Finding Nemo, there's like a Buzz Lightyear on the ground at one point, and then
she was carving a car, so I was like, yes.
That's too funny.
I found it.
Yeah, I missed that, and that's something I'll have to take a look at when this movie comes out on video again, because that I will definitely see this again.
Should have been like, automobiles, they're going to be huge.
Indoor plumbing.
Exactly.
It's going to be big.
And I did notice there are a lot of the themes in here. Again, I really liked it. A lot of the themes were kind of already in Disney and Pixar movies, but they just did a different setting to it.
It was a very familiar feeling, but us, and I don't want to say that, you know, it's completely original. We've seen Disney and Pixar do stuff like this before, but it was still somehow very refreshing. You know, because the character is interesting, the setting is just gorgeous. So even though we've seen stuff like this, it was still really, really great to sit down and watch.
Great family film, very charming. You know, again, the
a lot
witch,
of good humor, a lot of heart.
When the witch, you know, gives her a certain spell that changes something, I really liked some of the after effects with that. It was very human. If I can, I don't want to say too much without saying too much.
What you can say is that Pixar does a great job with making their characters, the characters in their films very expressive, and they're very good. Even the short beforehand, they can communicate so much without words.
Yeah, there was a short called La Luna,
which was also gorgeous.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I actually was watching that, like, I kind of want to see more of this.
I know. What
a little
beautiful
kid,
world.
It really was. Little kid, you know, that was on a boat with
his father and his grandpa.
That's I think so.
I think,
but
I think that's the implication.
None of them speak, and it was very, very cute.
And again, that just brings up that, you know, again, Pixar is so good at conveying so much with no words, and that is a rarity in filmmaking these days. But they did it with WALL-E really well, and they do it in a lot of their shorts. WALL-E. Yeah. Those were horrible impersonations.
Yeah, it works. I did it twice. But yeah, no, and here too, there's, you know, certain characters. I mean, there's always. I mean, you see in the previews. There's a horse even that has quite
they all have really good personality. And even like you said, the brothers, they don't talk a whole lot, but you know, they have such strong presences in the film with very, very few words.
I just have to say, I'm so glad I don't have brothers.
I'm glad
that's what it's like.
I have brothers. I've got 2 brothers, one older, one younger. I've got to say, they were not like that at all. So I'm
that
lucky.
You know of.
Yeah, the way Merida refers to them is wee devils. And they are little wee devils.
Devils that you're glad are on your side.
Very much so. You don't want to get on their bad side. But they're very helpful in a pinch.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good family that they show all together. The parents obviously love each other, and no matter how mischievous the brothers are, they're there for their sister, and they're good when it comes down to it, which is really great. And it's a really great family to kind of be a part of in the film.
And still really realistic, because even though, you know, there's a lot of love there and a lot of fun and great times and everything like that, there are rough patches, and I think that's, you know, and that's sort of, you know, what the catalyst for the movie. And it shows how you need to get past that, because in the end you are still a family, and there's at the heart of what every family should be love. And so,
and also, you know, walking in somebody else's shoes, because you never know, you know, what they've been through or their point of view with it. And every Pixar movie is very deep that way.
Yeah, this is definitely a smart kids movie. You can count 9 times out of 10, I feel like, for Disney and Pixar to give you a smart kids movie, and you can't always rely on that with other studios. So that it's always nice to see something that, you know, you can sit down and not feel like you're making your kids watch garbage.
No, this is definitely one of those that you can watch with your children, or, you know, we don't have children and enjoyed it just as much.
Oh no, I would take my younger cousins to go see this. I'd go see it with my older brother. Yeah, I feel like I could see this with anybody.
I would go see it again. If, you know, it's one of those, if somebody I knew hadn't seen it and they wanted to, I probably would go again.
Do you think you'll buy it when it comes out?
Probably, yeah. I liked it quite a lot that way. And again, it's great because it's deep, but it still adds comedy. You know, you see what's under those kilts.
And that was the other thing. I loved all the men in kilts. They were manly men.
Yeah, both Megan and I have been to Scotland. Different cities, though. I went to Glasgow.
I went to Edinburgh, and then Loch Ness, actually, too.
That would have been cool.
It was pretty cool.
I went to downtown Glasgow. We were going to originally go to see some of the castles and stuff. But we had our own personal Scottish tour guide, and we could not give that up. A nice guy we met who, you know, gave us a tour base. He's like, I have most of the day off. Do you want me to show you around Glasgow? And how do you say no to that to somebody who's
a real tour by a native? Yeah, that's the way to go.
But it was very cool to go around and to see that from a different side too. Oops. Telephone.
Silent. They can wait.
See, we are in the car, and things do happen like that. Actually, we're almost back, so let's go over just final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I liked the characters. I loved the setting. The animation's gorgeous. Lot of heart, lot of fun, lot of, like you said, a lot of comedy. And the story overall good fairy tale. I think the only not concern, it's just for these types of movies, again, because we have seen Pixar and Disney do stuff like this before, the solution to the problem is fairly, you know, I don't want to give it away, but the solution to the problem, you know how to go about solving it. And it's kind of frustrating to not see the main characters, you know, just go for it that way. But, you know, it has to be pursued in a certain way, and it's by going through these experiences that they'll learn. But, you know, you sit there and you're like, I know how to fix this. Let me hop into the movie. I'll get everything fixed lickety split. But apart from that, like, I really liked this.
I agree. It was a bit formulaic, if you will.
That's the right word.
However, I gotta say, I was sitting there and I just don't know if I was just like really into it. But I was still kind of like, wait, but are they actually gonna go that way? And I was still, it's like when you watch a movie a few times and you still are like, oh my god, you know, they can't do this, or, you know, are they gonna be safe? And even though you've seen the movie before, it still gives you that emotion. And that's what I think is a good movie, is that you know, at least for me, I was sitting there like, oh, maybe, with certain parts of it, even though I pretty much knew what was going to happen, but the fact that I was still going through the motions of being excited or nervous.
The fact that, you were still feeling emotionally invested in what was happening.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well.
It wasn't just like going through the motions. You were still feeling like the, oh no, or yay, or oh. Not to give away the emotions in the end.
Yay, oh.
Womp womp.
Yeah, it was very good. I liked that. I thought obviously Pixar knows how to do their animation, and their research. They even had the producer and their director at the beginning saying how much they enjoyed making this film, and that they went to Scotland 3 times, and it really shows in the production of it all. And another great Pixar film. I mean, what more can you say with that? But thank you for joining us on the drive home. I hope that you all go and see Brave.
Yeah, for sure. Highly recommended.
Not self-promoting. I don't work for Disney or anything like that. It was just a good film, good family film especially, and very whimsical.
Very much so.
So thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Or day. Bye.